Hi, my name is Thomas. In this video we will be looking at some of the functions of the Keynotes tool. We will look at what keynotes are, using the Keynotes palette and creating keynotes, using the Keynotes Manager, importing and exporting a Keynotes database, and lastly we will link keynotes to attributes in ArchiCAD. Keynotes are a live database of notes in a centralized interface that can be imported and exported to and from projects and can be edited inside your ArchiCAD file as needed. It allows for notes to be linked to attributes in ArchiCAD for easy annotation of sections, elevations, and plan views, even down to detail level. Recently, the teamwork functionality was also introduced and can be used with team member permissions to restrict access to editing the notes on large projects. Keynotes have several levels of information that can be added, and one can use the automatic indexing or do the indexing yourself. The icons on the right-hand side can add, delete, and audit labels in the project. It also has the menu icon for opening the Keynotes Manager and an update function. Let's create some keynotes from scratch by using the Keynotes palette. Opening the Keynotes palette is done by opening Ci Tools, Keynotes, Keynotes palette. At this stage, it is empty. We will now add a keynote by using the A with a plus sign icon on it. This will allow us to set the different information on the different levels with the fields such as the key, the title, and the description. For the sake of a function that we will explain later in the tutorial, we will name these notes relating to attributes in ArchiCAD. I will change the indexing, and we will call the first note a building material note that relates to a building material later in the tutorial. We can also add a description as to what this note relates to. We have therefore created the first note. We will create a second note by clicking on the A+ button again. We will see that it creates a duplicate note but with a different index. We will call this second note a complex wall profile note. And the description, this note applies to complex or wall profiles. We now have created two notes. We can now click on these notes and assign them to anything in the project with associative or non-associative labels. By making sure that we have the Ci Tools Keynotes label selected, we will therefore be able to place the notes. I will double click on the building material note. It is currently set to associative, and I will be able to associate that note and place it relating to that element. I will also be able to use complex profile note and be able to add that. I would even be able to select a note and then double click and apply that note to the same label. After I've created a label with multiple notes, I could go to label content, and from the label content I should be able to remove some of these notes or even just make them invisible. For the sake of brevity, we will only focus on this with regards to label content at this moment in time. I will now create other labels that we will use going forward. As we can see, we now have a total of 5 notes created that we can use in the project. After we have placed these 5 notes, I would like to now show you how we can schedule these notes in our layout book. By going to the layout book, to the particular story that we were working on, we will see that our notes have appeared in the layout. I proceed now to CI Tools, Keynotes, Create Schedule, which will bring up a dialog that has several options with regards to scheduling of the notes in this particular layout or in the entire project. For the sake of this tutorial, I will choose to create a schedule for only this layout, with only the keynotes included that are visible in this particular layout. I will also apply the settings for a schedule that can be set by opening the settings of the CI Tools Keynote Schedule object. If I click OK, we will see that it will find and place all the keynotes in this particular layout. This can be edited at any time, and if anything changes in the layout, we can also proceed to CI Tools, Keynotes, Update Schedules, and they will automatically update with any changes that have been made to either the keynote or deleting or adding keynotes to that particular story. Next, I would like to show you some of the functions within the Keynotes Manager. By opening the Keynotes Manager, we can see that the database of keynotes that we have created is now available within the manager. We can export all of these keynotes to a file that can be imported into another ArchiCAD file. It is also possible to perform a whole range of other functions. What I would like to look at next is linking keynotes to attributes. We have placed in this project a composite wall that we have selected a brick wall with concrete lintel as the complex profile. By going to the Keynotes Manager, I will now be able to assign these notes to specific attributes of that profile and any other element inside ArchiCAD. In the Keynotes Manager, if we proceed to the attribute keynotes, we will now be able to assign notes to different attributes within ArchiCAD. I will take the building material note, and by selecting building materials and the particular building material used in the model, I can attach a note to that. The same applies to profiles, where I can select the profile and attach a note to that particular profile. In the same way, we can apply for surfaces, for fills, and even for line types. If I now proceed to my section, I will be able to select these elements and apply all the notes at the click of a button. By proceeding to CI Tools, Keynotes, Label Attributes, the Keynotes add-on will find all these attributes in the selected elements and annotate them automatically based on the attribute. We can now see that we can select these, move them into position, and all the notes reflect our link between a particular attribute and a particular note. This is a very powerful tool and will definitely increase productivity. Please check our other videos on our knowledge base or on YouTube. Thank you.